Oh, turn it up!
Oh,
Let's get it going,
baby. Do you hear that?
The Nuggets.
Do you hear that? Oh, yeah.
What is everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Let's go! Sounded like an Australian bird, I would say right now. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We are in the Toyota Winners Lounge, fellas. It has been a minute.
Vibey.
It had been a minute.
We deserve to be here.
Dude, we deserve it so much. We're driven by your front range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Jamal Murray is back. Dario Saric had a signature moment. Christian Braun locked up. Peyton Watson was stealing everything. Westbrook triple-double. Man, we had so many good things happening today. And to help me talk it all, I got D-Line Co.
What's up, everybody? Nuggets are back.
The Nuggets are back.
All
baby.
the Nuggets are good, baby. That's it.
There it is. Keep them coming. And then, of course, Superstar Dev.
All we needed was a shift change. We needed to bring in D-Line, get them back out here.
And to get D-Line.
And now things are good. We're all gravy.
Yeah.
We just had to get D-Line. You're feeling good. You were a little, on edge, really defending Jamal lately. How are you feeling now that he came through for you?
Man, the backhometer is pumping. Jamal is all the way back, baby.
Do we
Jamal's
have the
all way back.
backhometer? Is that is he?
We got the backhometer.
Is that correct?
I know it's up there.
All right. Well, this is wait a second. You're not D-Line. Hold on a second. This is our homie Michael making his way all the way from Perth, Australia.
Appreciate you having me on.
It's possible that all of our audience is Australian.
Yeah, 100%.
I have never met anybody that wasn't from Australia that was a fan of
Serbia
the
and
show.
Australia. Those are the two places that we have.
Shout out to all the debaucherous Aussies. That's where it's at.
Shout out to all of them, man. We do have a lot to get to on the show today. We're going to have Michael joining us for this first segment and give D-Line a little rest. He's celebrating. He's joy scrolling right now.
He might not have a voice.
So he will be here. Fast breakdown. Let's get into it. Nuggets playing in transition was my first note. Kale, I always say I love when the first note tells the story. That was the story tonight. The Nuggets played in transition nonstop. At one point, they finished the game 100th percentile of percentage of possessions that were in transition tonight. 29.7%. 3 out of 10 possessions tonight in transition. That was really the story of the game. Trey Alexander checked into the game in the first quarter, came back in the second half, but very strange. Ended up working out. Michael Porter Jr., 5 for 5, 10 points in the first quarter. Technically a Porter quarter. Didn't feel like it because he was getting it all over the court, but it was good. And the Nuggets had 9 points on 8 forced turnovers in the first quarter alone. 31-24 Nuggets. In the second, Julian Strother had a block at the rim. That
Huge.
was not on my bingo card tonight.
Huge.
And it was a legit block. It wasn't like, oh, he kind of did this. That was like a meet him at the top of the arc. And I don't know if you saw this on the replay. Flexed on him. Starts talking. He's all like, get that out of our house.
He was playing good defense today. It was a defensive game from Julian.
It really was. Jaren Jackson Jr. does what he always does, get in foul trouble. He had 3 early in the second quarter. Nuggets were in the bonus with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left. That was another important thing. And one sad thing of the night, man. Vlatko Cancar gets a fast break. His first explosive play since coming back from the injury. And he elevates, Statue of Liberty dunk, yams it, comes up limp, man, on that leg, and the look on his face was like, you got to be kidding me.
I hate that he keeps getting injured on highlight plays. Highlight plays. He was shocked about what happened. Tried his best to go through it, could not get through it.
We got to talk about him a little bit later on. It was 68-57 Nuggets into the third quarter. P. Watt himself was in foul trouble tonight. It's the shot blockers, man. They go for everything. They get in foul trouble. Grizzlies had an extended scoring drought, though. The defense in that third quarter from Denver, very impressive. They held him to 21 points. Zeke got minutes tonight, and Malone was throwing everybody out there, man. Everybody gets minutes. Westbrook got a tech for staring while walking away.
Soft.
That's a
So
true
soft.
thing that happened. He didn't say anything. The ref didn't think he said anything. He just thought he looked too staringly.
They got to rescind that one. That's not right. And also, you got to play with that type of, umph after a play like that.
I am furious furious that was a tech. What do you want the NBA to be? Nobody was offended. The player wasn't even offended by it. I don't even remember who it was. The player was like, just play on, man. Insane. 92-77 Nuggets. Going to be easy fourth quarter. Not the case, man. They actually stormed back, made this a close game, but luckily Jamal Murray was there. A couple mid-rangers, then back-to-back threes, big time. Peyton did foul out in this game. The Nuggets couldn't get a board in that fourth quarter. That was the one really bad thing that happened, and it almost cost them the game because Grizzlies were getting second and third and fourth chance opportunities. It was a 5-point game with 2 minutes to go, but the Nuggets sealed the deal on a Dario Saric spot-up three-pointer.
Let's go.
Couldn't have written the script better.
Let's go.
We just checked all the boxes we wanted. Everybody got their moment. Man, that was great. Let's get to Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that's a hell of a response and a bounce back game from 27.
Yep.
27 had 27 points in this game, and there was a lot of noise around there to just see if he was going to respond and be able to get back into this type of game and be able to play with this type of edge. And he came out and he truly was aggressive the entire time. He looked like himself. And I know we'll get into it later about, if Jamal is back or not, but that's where you want to get to is him getting into those type of games, trying to find a rhythm, trying to get something go because the Nuggets go as he goes.
Yeah.
When he looks good, other people look good. And this was not a surprise that him being the leading scorer for the Nuggets in this game, everybody else had a good game as well. So it just seems like all the Nuggets are good is really correlated with if Jamal
is good, all the Nuggets are good.
That's all I'm feeling.
I think there's something to it. We talked about it on the last game. Part of being the best player is you have to put the pressure on so everybody else can just play in their natural environment. That was the case tonight. 27 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, just 3 turnovers, 10 of 20 shooting. You know what I think that warrants? I think that warrants a game ball. What do you think, Kale?
I think so.
All right, let's go ahead and give the game ball to Jamal tonight. He wins it 27, 4, and 6. Back-o-meter, question mark? Look, it's kind of a joke because we wanted, there it is, I guess. There it is. He's so unbelievably back. It's
so
one
back.
game, but it was a big response. And he was good all night. But there was a moment in this game when they needed it to be a half-court game in the fourth quarter, and he delivered. I didn't love that he couldn't get separation from Scottie Pippen Jr. I didn't love that. But he made tough shots. And you know what? Got the job done.
Yeah.
Michael, Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is congrats to Coach Malone.
Yeah, I love it.
Tying Doug Moe. I've been watching him for a long time, and he this year I find he's pulling out a few new things, like you guys have been talking about in the past. A few different lineups, mixing and matching some stuff. Trey Alexander got out tonight, which was pretty cool to see. Really
cool, man.
Yeah, so it's it's cool to see him change up. He has to. He's got to move kind of with what he's been given. So it's really, really cool to see that. So congrats, Coach Malone.
I'm telling you guys, if you're not from Denver, that number has been hanging up in the rafters for a long time. 432. And it really did feel like one of those numbers that you just didn't expect to come down. It's like 432. Yeah. George Karl had a phenomenal long run in Denver, did not reach that mark. So for Michael Malone to not only get a championship banner, but also to get to surpass or tie at the moment Doug Moe, it really is big, man. It's really special.
Yeah. And I hope he gets to pass it. It'll be my first Denver game on Friday night here, so hopefully they win some.
That'd be a heck of a game to catch. If you got to say, you always remember, you have a moment.
100%.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, it's the defense. The Nuggets had 15 steals tonight, 6 block shots. How good is that? 15 steals. They did not get 15 steals at any game last year. They didn't get 14 steals at any game last year, Dev. Only twice did they get 13 steals in an entire game last year. They had 15 tonight. In the pregame show, we did our what is the most important thing? What's our checklist for tonight? I said the Nuggets need points off of turnovers. They don't have Jokic. This can't be a half-court game. They're going to have to play really aggressive defensively, force turnovers, and get out in transition. They lived in transition tonight. They lived off of points off of turnovers. They didn't even convert all of those very well. They left points on the board on some of those steal, go the other direction. But 15 steals. This is the blueprint that Calvin Booth envisioned, bringing in Christian Braun bringing in Peyton Watson. Guys that are athletic and play defense, not just shadowing you, but attacking you. Denver was in attack mode defensively tonight, and it was really, really impressive. And more importantly, the way they won tonight felt repeatable for a group when Yoke's not out there. What do? Play like dogs on the perimeter, get steals, and go.
Yeah, I mean, keying in on that side of the ball just makes it a little bit easier to score in transition and get some offense going. Also, when you have Christian Braun that's being aggressive defensively, you have an interchangeable defender like a Peyton Watson that gets to go after it. It makes the passing lanes, like, it closes them for everybody else. It makes the other team have to pick up the pace a bit more. And you see, I mean, Julian Strawther had 2 steals. DeAndre Jordan got a steal. Dario Saric had 2. Those are the players that you don't expect to actually get out there and get them, but they see everyone else working for them as well. So it's like, hey, I'm going to join, the party. I'm going to get involved as well. So the defense, being the big part of this game, that's how you win these games, especially when you're without your best player.
All starters had a steal, 3 guys off the bench. 8 players had a steal tonight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If you bring the effort, you just got to bring the effort, And I mean, if you're playing just those young guys, like, the effort, it's infectious. It goes across the team, and that's where the juice starts to flow. Bring the juice, and they all start flowing.
It's so true, man.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny, like, these little things that become a line. But Cal was right. The young guys bring the juice, and also
full of juice,
and also
full of juice,
so full of juice, man. And Westbrook brings the juice as well, man. It's really cool that he got a triple-double tonight. But more importantly, his energy really is infectious. I've been thinking about this with Westbrook. Played 32 minutes tonight. One fear I have for Russ, I think he's a guy that it's going to be hard for him to play 18 minutes. I think he's way better when he plays 30 minutes because there is just a rhythm to, like, the game, and he doesn't slow down when he's played 9 straight minutes. He's still going so hard. And I feel like if you looked at what games was he good in this year, the ones he played a lot of minutes.
Every single time. And also, when he plays a lot of minutes, they win those games.
Yeah.
It's, like, pretty crazy. I really do think it is that infectious energy. Like, he really does bring the element of everybody else is going to play hard the entire time. Everybody's going to compete while he's out there. And he's doing it on both ends of the floor. He had a stint on defense where he got, like, block, steal. He's great in help side. Like, the whole help side defense makes the rotation very solid. And then he gets out and finishing around the rim, which makes him very dangerous because of how quick he is. So, I mean, really, I think that he makes it very difficult. And it seems like Malone is trying to find ways to keep him on the floor. It was great to see him play 32 minutes tonight and get that triple-double. And he's only going to be able to get that if he's out on the floor. But if you need some type of spark, if you need some type of energy, you throw Russell Westbrook in. They just lost their last game. Let's see what he has. He shows up. He delivers.
12 points, 14 assists. That's a lot of assists. It wasn't a little, got it over. But the one thing he did just eke out, the rebounds. Were you watching this?
Yeah,
Were you following along?
Yeah.
He had 9 rebounds for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then he missed like 8 rebounds in a row somehow.
6 finna rebounds. Like they were finna be his, and then somebody else blocks it, or he like knocks it out of bounds, or he falls or something.
I almost for a second was like, he's just not going to get it. He's not going to get it.
The bar went off, though, when he got that one.
Yeah,
the bar went off when he got that one.
Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it.
Hey, man, like it's a windy, cold, wintry day here in Colorado. It's the coldest day of the year. The bar was actually kind of, for a Tuesday night, there were some people in the bar tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like
people people come from far. People come from far to make sure that they come in here. It's the Mecca.
Make it happen.
Before we get you out of here, though, Michael, you're joining. We have D-Line waiting here to sub you out. What? Give us a hot take, though. We like to bring people on. You have to have a hot take about this Nuggets squad.
The Nuggets squad, I love it. I mean, I think the youth is really, really exciting. I think it's one of those things that, I mean, D-Line talks about the juice, but it is like really, really fun to watch these young guys come up, especially
Don't
guys
give
like
D-Line the credit. That was Calvin Booth talks about the juice.
No, for me, it's D-Line talking about the juice. No, but it's really good to see the young crew come up, especially guys like CB. I mean, he's been absolutely incredible this season. To see him step up, I get a lot of my media back home from you guys, so it's to see KCP going over in the off season, and then you kind of have those nerves of how's CB going to look in the starting lineup.
Great.
You watch him through preseason, and then a little bit nervy, but I mean, he's been absolutely incredible. So. yeah, for me, it's the youth. Enjoying watching them play and get some minutes.
Are you buying them?
Yeah.
You're buying it.
Yeah.
So you think the Nuggets, they got a great shot this year?
100%.
You just
100%.
talked for a lot of minutes without giving us an actual hot
Because
take.
Kale's waiting to rate it. His hot take was, I like the young guys. Yeah, give us a good,
the
come on.
youth.
You got it. Don't. It's insulting you come on the show and you get a 3-pepper take. You got to go 4 or 5 peppers.
I
here.
got a hot take. CB is going to get most improved this year. But I mean,
Did it sound like he believed that? That was such a
He's like, yeah, he's gonna get it.
most improved. Well, we really appreciate you coming out.
Man, appreciate having me on.
You know,
Skills.
your girlfriend Jade as well. We shout you
Yeah.
out. Thank you guys so much for coming all the way from Perth.
Appreciate it.
Say something terrible about Melbourne. Let's start a little inter-Australia battle here.
my sister actually lives in Melbourne, so
That's terrible.
so that's terrible.
She's horrible.
No. Melbourne, they kind of have shit coffee. I think they got shit coffee. Compared to they got shit coffee. They'll know.
All right, we'll bring it. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming on.
appreciate
Let's
it,
take our
guys.
first break. On the other side, we're going to start breaking down. There's so many good things to talk about. We might go long today, Kale. Did you guys know that tonight on Game Time, on the Game Time app, if you were in Memphis and wanted to go to this game,
Oh, man.
$5.
$5.
That's how much a ticket was. $5 to go to the game in Memphis. Hey, you guys came to the wrong city. You should have flown right to Memphis. $5 would have got you in the door
Y'all
on
could've been-
Game Time tonight.
Y'all could have been courtside for what y'all paid in beers.
Courtside must have been like $13. You know?
Man,
Like if you gotta go
y'all
all
had
the way
2
up there.
beers. But that line is like $12.
But that's the nice thing about Game Time. I'm telling you, you never know. Last minute ticket prices may get a little bit cold. You get a little snowstorm. Tickets drop. You hop on the app and you buy. You take advantage of other people wanting to sell last minute. You also have all these features like the all-in pricing button right there on that screen. You can see it. You tap that one, and guess what? There's no surprise. When you check out, you know exactly what you're paying for. And there's all kinds of events that you can scroll through and see what's going on in your neck of the woods. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Very important here, guys. Use our code, DNVR, for $20 off. Very important for you. You want to help us out and you happen to be buying tickets, maybe a Christmas gift, just be like, oh, that's right, I got to use the code, DNVR. And then guess what? You get $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Guys, this was the
It was
collaborative
Game Time.
part. I'll do 99% of the ad reads. You guys just help me
I'm
out.
not officially here yet.
You're not, well, that's right. That's so true.
But it was also very tough. I didn't know if it was game time or
Yeah,
Miller time.
you
You
didn't know
asked the
what
same
time.
question.
Yeah,
It was,
it's true.
I was thrown off.
Shady Rays, guys, get ready for the season ahead. That would be winter. With quality shades built to last. They even have those ski goggles. They have bass fishing sunglasses, but right now it's ski goggle season. You can buy those. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor activities. You know what else? I'm telling you, it's gift-giving time.
I'm still not here officially.
Yeah, it's gift-giving time.
Yeah,
That's a good gift.
that is a good gift.
A really good gift, man. You buy those. Someone, like, man, where'd you get these? These are incredible. You don't have to tell them. Shady
Stocking
Rays.
stuffer.
They probably have something in your favorite team's color. So if you want to do, get some Broncos ones to go out and watch them out there, you can do that. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving away their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com. Again, use that code, DNVR. You get 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. D-Line.
Crikey.
For a sec, I didn't realize it wasn't you first. There was another guy here. I didn't know.
Listen, man, I just woke up from what felt like a beautiful dream. I dreamed for a moment that I was a very well-cultured, coffee-understanding, sexy Australian, and I gave a really measured take.
Yeah, it was.
And I woke up in a cold sweat, and I just remembered I'm still just a sweatpants guy.
yeah.
I liked Michael, but he was a little measured.
I got to tell you, though, the Aussies bring the juice. Do they not?
Do you want to give us, I know we're past the
dude.
segment, a Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, though?
Yes, man. Run.
Run.
Run. I never want to see a lineup for the Denver Nuggets that doesn't include Nikola Jokic in a half-court set ever again.
Yeah.
Like, get the ball, run, cause confusion, yam the ball, miss the dunk.
Dude,
Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
It's just like all over the place, just like nonsense happening here, there, everywhere. And somehow it breaks in favor of the Nuggets. Like, they broke the Grizzlies by just like running around. And then they couldn't hit shots. It was wild. Just run, brothers, run.
I think it's a really good takeaway, honestly, man. It is funny, though, your dunk part. Who's missed dunks this year? Westbrook, DeAndre Jordan, Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson.
Leads the league.
And was it Dario tonight that missed the dunk, I think?
Probably.
Was it him? I think 5
Peyton missed
different-
one again tonight, too.
Peyton missed another one
12.
tonight. What are we going on, man? We're missing dunks out here. Not the greatest dunking team, apparently, but running was big time. On Russell Westbrook again, the 14 assists, the energy. Actually, we can move on from him. Christian Braun tonight, it's hilarious because I was going to be like, always notice what he did, but the defensive thing, because that's true. Desmond Bane, 5 points. 5 points.
Oh, my
My
God.
man, I
His
didn't know that-
wingspan, way too small for
I didn't
Christian
know
Braun.
there was a correctional facility in Browntown, dude. He
What?
got locked down. Like,
Yeah.
Desmond Bane is a guy. I mean, that's a scorer.
Yeah.
That's a scorer, and that's an insane set. It's insane.
Locked him up, man. And here's the other thing, Dev. This was a defensive game from him. But what did he do on the offensive end? 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. The juice.
He dominated, and Desmond Bane is like a tough cover for a lot of teams in the league. He gave him nothing in penitentiary, like Browntown, like he got nothing, and then on the other
lockdown.
end he couldn't hold him, couldn't do anything with him, and that's what Christian Braun has been doing, for a lot of people is like just taking away their like oxygen. You can't breathe around him. I mean, he knocks down the 3 ball. He finishes in transition. He's getting to the free throw line. Like, he's putting it all together. And I think every game, people are just waiting for it to slow down or waiting for it to, like, not feel real. He was in a dream, wanting to be this guy. And, like, Christian Braun, he's not waking up from this. It's just beautiful, like, the way he's playing the entire time right now. But really, you got to love what you're seeing from him. Grabbing every single board, 3 steals, lockdown, brings the juice every single game. Full of energy. Like, you never blame Christian Braun for anything that's happened with the Nuggets.
13 games so far this season for Christian Braun. How many times do you think he has scored in single figures? Not double figures.
1.
How many would you guess?
Feel like he's in double figures every single game.
0 times this year has he
I got
been held to 10 or fewer points. His low this year is 11, which he did one time. He just is scoring 12 to 20 points every single tonight. Tonight it was 19. He just finds, it's not even like what I love about Christian Braun is he's not exploring his game. I mean, a little bit. He'll attack in transition a lot. He's very aggressive in transition. He cuts. He knows where his shots are. You never are like, what's he freewheeling out there? And yet, 19 points, 16 points, 14 points, 18 points.
yeah.
He still gets points.
The best part about his is before the season, they were just saying how much he could not shoot.
Yeah.
He said, "Okay, I'm just going to do everything else.
I think they, by
I'm
the
just
way,
going to
were
find.
us.
I'm going to find. It wasn't just us.
That's my favorite thing. You know what they were saying? Those guys.
We
were
all
saying
said he wasn't going to be able to shoot, that there was going to be no gravity for him, that he would have to find a 3-point shot. He's like, I really don't have to. When you look at those 13 games, he's not, there's no games that he's just shooting the piss out of the ball or anything like that. He's just finding different ways to be effective, and it's different lineups. He doesn't need the spacing of just Jokic. He's also not a Jokic merchant. Like, we clearly got to see that right now.
Right.
He is just finding different ways because he plays the right way. He is very poised. He has a mature game, but he just plays the right way, and then that's a formula.
Yeah, man. When you say, like, he's not exploring his game, he's revealing his game to everybody. Like, he's just got it, man. Like, he is. You don't feel like anything he's doing is something that's outside of his like realm of comfort. It's just he's getting more opportunities, and he's feeling. He's been empowered, obviously, by Calvin Booth and Michael Malone and anybody else involved. By Calvin Booth allowing KCP to walk and just, giving him the nod, the spiritual nod, then like, you're our guy, step up and show us that you can fill these shoes. I have not heard the name KCP named once this season. Like, no one's bemoaning the loss of KCP at this point.
Well, that part for sure.
Which is that's what I mean. Like, no one's like, there's a million other hand-wringing things that people like to focus in on, but that's not one of them, and that's wild. Like, that was the question coming into the year.
It really is. And it is funny, man. It is such an afterthought because he just is doing his job at a really, really high level. He hasn't really had a bad game this year, knock on wood, but he's either been good or great. And tonight he was great. And it's kind of cool to see he's so consistent.
Yeah.
And part of why he's consistent is because, like we said, the stuff he does is repeatable. It's not he's stepping outside the lines. He's always inside the lines, and he executes his defensive role. It's really cool. While we're on the Booth boys, I do think that there was a two-headed monster tonight defensively. Peyton Watson being the other half. Same thing with him, though. Defense, calling card, tonight in 25 minutes, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. That's everything. Those are all the stats. And he shot 6 of 10, including 2 big three-pointers, goes 2 of 5. So Peyton Watson, to me, man, those two guys, when they get to be predatory on defense, it really is a completely different look from anything the Nuggets have had.
This is this stretch of basketball, even though, not playing with Jokic, it has been bad. There's been like some positives to come out of it. Peyton Watson is like the bright spot of this stretch right now. Getting extra minutes, you're not to say you're not missing Aaron Gordon, but you're not thinking about like, hey, we really, really need him right now. It's because he's been filling in those blanks, and he looks so good defensively that they're going to be a three-headed monster defensively when he returns. Like, you get Christian Braun, you get Peyton Watson off the bench when Aaron Gordon's not out there. Like, you get no relief if Aaron Gordon is bringing it for the entire time, and then as soon as he gets out, Peyton Watson gets to come out, and he's bringing it on both ends of the floor. We were saying how limited Peyton Watson's offense was heading into the season. We haven't talked about that much.
We don't know anything. We're wrong about everything.
No, it's him. He's put in the work. He's putting himself in situations where now it's starting to excel. They're also like trusting in him more because he is, being a bit more consistent. He's finishing around the rim. He's dunking in transition. He's knocking down the 3-ball. That's not a like, oh, we were wrong about him. That's like a, hey, I'm going to prove those guys wrong. So like he's put in the work and he's now getting the opportunity and making the best of it. So just love what I'm seeing from Peyton Watson, and this had to be the goal. This had to be the vision that Booth had, is like, hey, those two guys just going at it the entire time. This is what I was talking about.
Man, what a difference a day makes.
Oh,
What a difference. A win.
A single win. I mean, we were
A cup win, not a single win. This was a cup win.
Our cup runneth over with juice. We're still in the running for the cup, the ultimate goal.
By the way, a little Westbrook right at the buzzer, pump it up to 12.
Listen, dude, I mean, normally I would be, I would call him out for his unsportsmanlike conduct, but my man wants the cup.
He wants
I want
the cup, man.
It is wild. Listen, I was very grumpy last show.
You're a little grouchy. You're a little grouchy.
I was
You
fighting.
get grumpy?
Listen,
What?
I was fighting with the chat, my beloved chat. We weren't saying eye to eye. We were so mad about Jamal. I took it personally. I don't know why I took it personally. I don't think Jamal knows who I am.
I'll bet he does.
I actually bro hugged him one time.
Did you really? Oh, that's right. I remember that.
I don't think he likes me.
Yeah, I don't think he liked
But
that
the point being, like, it's just so. This is why sports rule. Like, it's just you just annex your emotions to something you have no control over. You exercise the feeling of faith in something that is deeply inconsequential. But like, what feels better than this? When you see something that is inspiring, these young players up against adversity, playing against a team that just beat the snot out of them just 2 days before, and they just come out and they just set the tone immediately, take care of business. Everybody looks locked in. Jamal's locked in for the most part. Like, he was definitely hungover the game before. Like, we can just talk about it. Like,
I don't know that. I don't know.
I'm not reporting this as fact. It's just like,
okay.
This man just looked like he was off, and that's what happens sometimes. This is what people get mad at the NBA because like they don't care about every game the way we want them to.
The way we do.
The way we do, but when it hits like this, and it feels great, man. We are so back.
We are so back, baby. By the way, real quick, just cup update. They lost. Oh wait, hold on a second. What did they lose to the Pelicans? Only by 7, and now they beat the Grizzlies by 12. So that could end up coming into play a little bit. They're a +5 right now in the differential, so that could be a thing that comes out. And by the way, that layup by Russ, the cup is funny because there is an unwritten rule that you don't go score at the very end. Russ got the ball knowing that they needed that getting point. I thought Malone should have called a timeout, honestly. 5 seconds left in the game. The game was over. They're up 10. I thought Mo should have called a timeout, and they ran a play, tried to get a bucket. They don't do that. Westbrook gets it and goes to coast. And if you notice, the Grizzlies were kind of like, he's not going to shoot this, all right? Like, they weren't thinking cup. They were sitting there thinking, like, what's he doing? Going to the rim here. And it was like, yeah, just snuck a little 2 points on you guys.
Got the basket. I feel like Desmond Bane was pissed
But then you're like, hey, it's on you for not knowing.
You need to play a little bit better. You need to try to defend. And also, we're going for the cup.
Going for the cup,
Going
man.
for the cup.
I kind of like it, too, because you know that in that moment, a player like Bane is like, dude, that's not sportsman. Like, oh, wait, no, that's right. There's a point differential. It's actually me. I'm the idiot. It was kind of a nice little touch to it. Where are we at, Kale? We got a break. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, Michael Porter Jr. had an interesting night. I want to talk about him as well. And we haven't even got to.
Dude, he was great.
Arguably the man of the hour, Dario Saric. Signature moment.
Okay.
We're going to get to him as well. All that on the other side.
Stay tuned.
We talked about the ceiling, fellas, but have we talked about the floor?
That was last game.
Well, we're talking about the floor now. That's right.
The
With Empire
nadir.
today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee. You guys have been hearing the jingle your whole life. They've been telling you this. This is a true thing. When you grow up in Denver, there are certain people, certain companies that endear themselves to you.
Except for that, it turns out 90% of our chat is from Australia. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not.
Well, that's their fault, man. They're not going to enjoy this. Their philosophy is to help you find what you need, not overwhelm you with 1,000 choices and substitutes. They have what we leave out of our selection is as important as what we put in. That's why Empire's product team exhaustively combs through thousands of product samples each year to find the perfect style. They don't want to sell you some cheap, dumb thing. You come in and they're like, oh, let's make a quick penny. No, we're going to try to find the right thing for you. They carry high quality materials and they have professionals that are going to help you out along the way. Flooring, home improvement, any of that stuff can be really overwhelming. You want to find people that are there to help you, that are knowledgeable. And then, like I said, you don't stay in business all this time by selling bad products, giving bad advice, bad customer service. You become a Colorado institution because you're doing things
a
right.
United States institution. And then when you are at a party or something, you're like, you know what I just did? We're like, what? You're like, oh, 800 588 Empire today was in my home.
There you go. And everyone's like, dude, that's so awesome, man. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive $350 off when they use the promo code DNVR. DNVR. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/DNVR for details. Remember, guys, use our promo code. How about Miller Lite, guys? What time is it?
Miller time.
It's Miller
It's Miller
time.
time.
It's
You got
winter's
it.
time. It's
A lot's changed
fun
over the
time.
years. For us, a lot's changed over the last 2 hours. We were very sad. Now we're very happy.
48 hours.
One thing that hasn't changed, though, the great taste of Miller Lite. It was the original light beer, and to this day, it's still the best one. Miller has more of the taste you want, less of the stuff you don't want. Very crushable, very delicious. There's really not a moment that's not appropriate for a Miller Lite.
Well, there's a few.
Shower beer.
Very appropriate.
Kel, shower beer is a good beer. Where's
Shower
that-
beer is a top beer.
You think that's the top beer?
It's not the top beer. The top
think-
beer is free beer.
Free beer is the top beer.
The top beer is when you're thirsty.
Thirsty beer is really
Like
good.
you just
no,
worked out.
you guys
You're
are all wrong.
Oh, come on.
Camping beer
Oh, come on.
and fishing beer. Those are two great beers, man. You have a nice Miller Lite while you're there.
I would use the
looking
beer
at
to-
your line.
I would
used to
throw
be able to-
chairlift beer in there too if we're going that category.
Never done it. So I don't know.
I like a good child's birthday party beer. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, there you go. It's a light beer that tastes like beer. It's less filling, only 96 calories, and it's the original light beer since 1975. Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered straight to your door. This is for you, Eric. Visit MillerLite.com/DNVR, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. Michael Porter Jr., interesting night. 24
Great night.
points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Did a little bit of everything. Started out 9 of 11. It was on fire. Didn't take a three. They were all inside, attacking, grabbing boards, just doing a bunch of stuff, playing like a full, well-rounded player. Second half, he couldn't get his shot to fall. He is doing weird thing this year, Dev, where he passes up wide open threes to one dribble, kick it to Westbrook, and you're like, Mike, take the three, man.
Just take the three. Also, do not get down on yourself. I
does
think it
get
was
down on
because he
himself.
missed a couple of threes.
Yeah.
We don't care. You are a
don't
shooter. Let it fly, especially if you have it going in other ways. This was pretty wild of a game for him to not make a three-pointer. That just doesn't happen. He only took 4 in the game, but that's what I'm saying when I say he stopped shooting them, because he really turned down 4 of them. He's passing it to Westbrook. He's passing it to Watson.
Yeah.
That's you, to get it going. But I love how active, and this seems to be just his thing. He is so active in the first half.
Yeah.
We even had a Porter quarter. You get Porter quarters where he's just so involved in the first and second quarter. And then in the third and the fourth, it's like he's fighting demons trying to stay into the game, like just really mentally trying to get there. And hopefully he gets around that, because that's when he's going to have monster games. He had 24 in this game, and most of it, as always, comes in that first half. But I like the rebounding. He had a double-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Active defensively. He gets a steal. He gets a block. He's trying to alter shots around the rim. And he continues to show that it's not only about the jump shot. He's finding different ways to score. And I like that they're finding ways to adapt with these different lineups. That's been a big thing with this right now, too, is like without Jokic, you have to find different ways to score. You have to be able to open up the rest of your game. He has continued to do that. And this was just another example of him being able to just put the ball in the hole.
Yeah.
I see. To me, it's like Michael Porter Jr. did his best Aaron Gordon impersonation tonight. Like he was playing like a 4. He was like in tight. He wasn't just like reliant on his jump shot. He got so many easy shots, and he really did. It's the thing where you realize like how big he is when he just goes in, and he just has to go like that, and he's at the rim.
He has great touch.
Great touch, especially when you have to shoot the ball less than 1 foot. You see so many things like this. And again, it was an absolute lock that Mike was going to have a good game. Brendan Vogt is off the show today. There was no chance that he wasn't going to show up for my man Vogt. But he just, there was just a lot to really like. He was rebounding. He was playing tall. He was playing like a 4. And I'm really surprised he didn't get off more 3-pointers, because you just expect it, especially in like a game that's just a wish-wash of people running around. You got to think like there would be a lot of opportunity. But I love that he didn't at the same point in time. He was just like, I got to score. I just got to get in there and score. And he did it so easily, and I hope that this is something he carries forward.
I agree with you that I do hope there's something in between the lines, the 3-point line, that he kind of saw today that can translate to when Jokic is there. We obviously want him taking threes and making threes. That's the biggest part of his game, but he has such good touch around the basket, man. It's kind of an underrated thing for him because it doesn't always look good. He kind of has like weird push shots, and he finishes. He does the thing where he jumps for layups and holds the ball in the air till you like foul him or something. Yeah. But he has such good touch on those. And the draft nicks, the guys that really get into the draft, one thing I know they always say is that when bigs have good shooting touch around the basket, it usually translates to having good touch. Yeah. Like Brook Lopez, not a 3-point shooter in college, but he had such good touch. They're like, I'll bet he could become one. And they were right. And there's a lot of guys like that. Well, the opposite is almost true. Michael Porter is such a great 3-point shooter. Shouldn't be a surprise that he's really good 3-foot shooter as well.
Well, and he's like, it's not just that he's like a good shooter, but he's like has one of the prettiest jump shots in the league. And it is weird to see him playing, in such a grimy sort of blue collar way, because you don't really get the full Michael Porter Jr. jump shot experience. But yeah, he's just he just has really great skill.
Kel, look up his shot chart tonight. I'm curious if you could see his shot chart. Yeah, because I'm wondering if he had one jump shot for sure. Was that it? Was there anything else at the rim and in the paint tonight?
Well, he had a couple of mid-range.
He did have a couple of mid-range ones?
Well, he was missing them.
I know he took some, but I'm saying his buckets
I feel like, they might have been all around the rim. I don't even, maybe he made one
I think
mid-range.
He had one.
He's getting to that rim. And putbacks. He got a couple of putbacks just because he is rebounding and staying active there.
You always say that, the Nuggets... The floor is always Jokic, and he elevates the floor to like contender status just by himself. He takes you there. Jamal is the one that makes this or that. But Michael Porter is the knockout punch. He had 20 points in the first half, and the Nuggets were up 15 points. That's when he's making shots and making impact. That's the one that breaks everything. And you're like, well, we contained over here and here, but Mike just had it going, and it was really cool to see. But Dario Saric, the stat line's not going to impress you. 18 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 3 turnovers, 2 of 4 from 3. And Dev, we just talked this last game about signature moments. You go to a new team, you get signature moments. 2 new guys. Westbrook's had some signature moments already, but triple-double with the Nuggets. Dario Saric with if he missed that shot, I think the Nuggets were up 5 at that point, and he gets a kick out like 1 minute to go. They probably were going to win, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You drain that one, and it was over.
It was over, and I love that the team rallied behind it. Like they were super excited and happy for him. where he's celebrating with the team. He looks like he's finally a part of the team right now.
The fourth chapter of the Nuggets.
It took a while for him to get there because first he hasn't been playing too much, but also when he's been out there, it's just not a good fit, or it hadn't been. He did not look. Again, this is a team. I feel like Memphis pushed the pace. Dario Saric kept up with the pace. And like he's starting. Maybe it's like a bit of like he's finally playing into shape. Maybe he was just so out of shape because he's not playing for so long that it just took him a while. But I feel like now he just looks like he's part of the team, rotating on offense, setting screens. He's at the three-point line, and they're daring him to shoot, and he's knocking down shots. They trusted him late in this game where they could have went away from him. Like you could go with, DeAndre, who they seem comfortable with. They could have been with anyone else, but they were like, no, we're going to stick with Dario and trust in him, and he knocks down a big shot. So I just love that he's still he's starting to find a rhythm right now with the team.
He might be the biggest beneficiary of the Jokic absence, individually speaking, because he has gotten a chance to play in all 3 games. I don't think he's been the problem. He's actually gotten his rhythm these last 3 games.
I mean, the team had moved on completely from him after the first 2 games,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. He looked completely like a fish out of water. He didn't fit
Lost
at
confidence
all.
too, I think, a little bit.
I lost confidence in him. We were like, what is this guy doing? He didn't look like he could play. He wasn't finishing layups at the rim. But, there's a couple factors that played into his benefit. I hate to even phrase it this way tonight. And that's, obviously Vlatko Vlatko goes down. Like the team is going to need Dario Saric. We are just losing centers, backup fives, guys that can play that stretch or, bang down low. And it looked like after those first 2 games, we were done with the Dario Saric experiment in Denver already. And I agree with you. I mean, if anything can come from the darkest 3 games of my entire life, where Jokic is bringing a beautiful, we don't know what's happening.
Right. We don't know. I know this is weird. We're in a weird spot.
Yeah, we're in a tough spot. Anyway, something that should be very beautiful has been very dark for me personally, but I do love that there has been something that has come of it, and we have seen Dario Saric rise. We've seen Zeke get a little bit of run, like these, and we've seen things happen. Trey Alexander gets in. I mean, just things where if the status quo was in place, you just wouldn't get these opportunities, and that's what an NBA season is. So you got to see it.
But Dario specifically to me represents something, because that was a guy, like some of these other guys are coming through the pipeline. Is he going to be good? Whatever. Dario was brought into play.
Yeah.
And he did lose. I really think there's something about confidence, especially it's hard to be the 9th guy. He's the 9th guy. Peyton Watson's going to play. He's been with the team. Westbrook, you knew he was going to play. Julian Strawler's getting a chance. The 9th guy is tough because you're on the edge. Like you play bad. You need confidence and you need moments. And I honestly think hitting that shot, and you're right, the team celebrated, man. You could tell the team was like happy for him. And when you have it's like, why did we win tonight? Dario hit that big shot. That you're like one of the guys. I feel like this was the night Dario kind of became one of the guys on the team in some small way. And that's why I think it's such a big deal.
Yeah, I really do feel like this was a bonded win. There was a lot of players that had their own individual, accolades or whatever, moments in this game, but it was all for the greater cause. Like there was a lot of talk about how bad this team looked without Jokic. I mean, they did look bad. There's a lot about how they haven't played hard or haven't played well, and then they all come together in this game where you're like, okay, I could see it. Russell Westbrook, he has a triple-double. Dario Saric, he looks like he's part of the team. Jamal finally returns. Christian Braun and Peyton Watson, like they're, together. It just felt like there was so many different pieces, but it's all for the same storyline. Where, like it's a superhero type story. Yeah. Now they're going to get their guy back, and it's time to party.
I would love it if Dario is like really back. I mean, he's the guy that you hope, because you want to have a consistent guy you can throw out there. And look, he's not going to be an every matchup guy. He jumps about that high. I've never seen any, but like Yoke jumps so much higher than Dario.
Yeah, well,
Yoke looks like Vince Carter next to Dario Saric.
Let's go.
But nonetheless, he does some other stuff that tonight looked dynamic and it was exciting.
And he can shoot.
If he can shoot, that's the biggest thing. They're not guarding him from the 3-point line.
No.
That one at the end was like, all right, we're going to make you give it to Dario for this. And he's like, all right, go home.
Bet.
Go home.
Get out of here.
Give me the cup.
You Get all out of here.
Get all out of here.
You give me that cap.
Julian Strother, we'll talk about just because we're kind of going through everybody here. Strother tonight to me
This is a full all the Nuggets are good night.
It's a
We're just going
mukbang,
through
yeah.
everybody.
We had a break before that. Kel says he's in charge here. I'm going to take a little break on the other side. We'll get to him. We got to talk Vlatko, unfortunately, and I don't feel like we gave Jamal enough love yet. I think we're going to have to circle back and give Jamal a little bit more love on the other side. First, tell you guys about a new partner, Live Well.
Bro, we were living well tonight.
We got a little Live Well package delivered to us.
I was living well earlier.
Living well early as well. Live Well strives to make cannabis accessible to all because they believe everyone deserves to live well. They have 25 convenient Colorado dispensary locations with a premium selection and expert service that awaits you. I like it. 25, man. If you're in the Denver metro area, you're close to one. That's what I like about it. It's not like I got to drive across town. They're all over the place. They're knowledgeable, supportive staff. They're here to help you on your journey. Visit a Live Well dispensary to learn more about their wide selection of cannabis, flower, edibles, concentrates, and more. This is a cool thing they have going. Live Well proudly offers a price match guarantee, ensuring you get the best value by matching local competitors' prices on eligible products. So you walk in and you're like, I've seen this cheaper. They're like, oh, you have? Boom, tell us the price. Nice. We got you, man. It's a really, really nice deal. Visit livewell.com today to reserve your products online for a quick in-store pickup. That's the way to go. Don't walk in, sit in the line or whatever. You just kind of order it.
No way,
go.
dude.
I almost do everything that has pickup delivery. It's always like, all right, you know.
Dude, the other day I walked into a restaurant and I was like, oh, God, I didn't order online. And I was like, oh, right, the restaurant's where you're supposed to order. But I'm like, I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, oh, right, I'll go to the cashier.
Fortunately, you don't have to do that at Live Well. Just order online and then take your scooter or whatever it is that's your mode of transportation. I knew it was. I was saying it. I could have said it to Dad. Take your scooter or whatever it is. Mention code. Here's what you want. Mention the code DNVR25 in store and you receive 25% off one regularly priced item. Restrictions apply. DNVR25. Always let them know, man. Let them know. Lastly, we have here Red Hawk Roofing, the absolute homies. There it is. Play the sound. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time, Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Huge DNVR supporters.
Bro.
What does that mean? Huge homies.
Dude,
absolute homies. Some of my favorite people, honestly.
After the performance tonight, dude, they're going to probably get a call from the FedEx. The Nuggets
man.
blew the roof off that joint.
There you go. Free, no obligation roof and property and inspections. And you guys know me, man. I used to be in construction. I will tell you, there's
we all know that.
nothing dirtier than these people that they come in and they just try to give you a dead deal. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to jack up the price. They all play the game. What's the highest number I could give before this person realizes I'm ripping them off? That's how a lot of companies, do it. Red Hawk Roofing is everywhere. Why? Because these are real people, man. They really are the DNVR of roofing companies. Free in-depth photo reports on all inspections. Can't always see how bad the damage is from the ground, so they'll get up there for you. Like I said, free estimate. They'll go out there. Support your local teams means supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you are looking for a new roof over your business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. And I'm telling you, tell them DNVR sent you. Not for us.
No.
For them. They'll be like, hey, our guys.
Dude, also, like, just if you want to be immediately in the club, you'd be like, DNVR, they'll be like, what?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Hand slap, hugs.
Talk little nuggets while the
Little
roofing's
nug talk.
incredible. Let's go back to Jamal Murray real quick. 27 points. It's kind of fitting for him to get 27.
It is.
To me, he had a good game.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game.
He had a good game, but he had a really good fourth quarter in the moments that were exactly right when they were needed. He was right on time tonight because I did get worried, Dev, late in this game. The Nuggets were really, as we're lauding them for scoring in transition, they were kind of only scoring in transition. You knew at the end of the game they were going to have to score in the half court a few times, and he delivered.
I mean, that was a big shot that he hit. Momentum was going the other way, where the Nuggets could have had the same story of like blowing a late lead. Like you said, it was just only baskets in transition, and he took the ball and he was like, hey, calm down. Couple of rotation shots, but he hit his mid-range shot. And you need those type of key plays where it's not the two-man that we're so used to seeing, where it's a dribble handoff. That was an ISO situation where he's like, hey, I need a bucket. The team needs a bucket. They're going to trust in me to deliver and knock down this shot. But it was the decision-making in the fourth quarter. I feel like he did put it together in the fourth where it wasn't just like careless play. I really think that he dug deep in that one. We've seen effort on the defensive end that makes other people play hard. So I really loved what I seen from Jamal in this game. You want him to consistently play like that. Totally. Where I feel like when he plays like that, the Nuggets can beat anybody. Totally. Really.
Like to say Jamal is back in this context is to say like he's back to where like the ground floor should be for him. Like he didn't explode back. He still had a lot of things he could clean up, a lot of shots he could make, especially down the stretch, like the last 2 or 3 possessions where he put up terrible shots after wasting a bunch of shot clock, which is fine, whatever. Like he can still improve a lot, but like this should be the baseline for Jamal. Like this should be what we can expect from him night in and night out. Like again, not a perfect game, a lot of room for improvement, but it's just like, yes, dude, like and it didn't look like a Herculean effort to get it either. Like he just played smart. He finished shots at the rim. He took advantage of the running. He took advantage of, open transition threes. He knocked them down. He had a couple of like vintage Jamal mid-range. Jamal made a shot kind of shots, which you just love to see. It just speaks to his confidence. And just don't leave us again, dude. I can't go back to the other side of the barometer. I can't have him knock me back again.
We really can't, man. And I will say, like we do the joke about the Jamal back. We want to see it consistently. But tonight, the one thing I'll say is the quickness is not there. I mean, Scottie Pippen Jr. was really into him in that fourth quarter, and he couldn't shake free. What he did instead was make tough shots. But you would like to see him shake free a little bit better, but one step at a time. And tonight was a big step in the right direction. And if you were going to go 1-1, if you were going to split the road games at Memphis, might as well get the one that's the cup.
We want
Nobody
the cup.
care about the cup.
We want
Dude,
the cup.
We want the cup.
Every time I say it, everyone's like, well, come
Dude,
on. I'm like, hey.
I was lost in the comments, dude. Listen.
Lost in the
All
comments.
I know is that I watched the Los Angeles Lakers raise that banner last year. Tears streaming, champagne still in their eyes, and I was like, I want a piece of that. I want to live that life.
I got to take it down one notch here now, guys, to end this one just a little bit.
All right.
And that is Vlatko Chanchar, man. Here's the thing that really sucks about this, and who knows what happened. It didn't look good, sort of a non-contact injury. Oh, it was honestly exactly like last year. It was a dunk, and then he just comes up, and he had a look on his face like pure shock. Here's the thing about it. Let's hold our breath until we know. He went out, did not come back into the game. He was a +6 tonight in 11 minutes. 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 or 3 shooting. And here's the thing, man. Those numbers don't tell the story. Vlatko at his best is a very good connector. He makes connecting plays. The Nuggets had a good start to this game, but then when you start staggering, you get worried. Like, are you going to lose the rhythm? I thought he specifically did a good job of keeping the ball popping. We were watching the game together, multiple possessions in a row. I'm like, Vlatko made that possession. The ball found him, and he didn't hold it. Like, his decision was made before he caught the ball. Like, I'm going to catch it, swing, screen, roll. Like, he kept the movement going so that the Nuggets could play at pace in the half court. I actually think, Deron Holmes is out for the year. If Vlatko's out, I actually think it would be a meaningful thing because Vlatko tonight looked like what I thought Vlatko was going to look like this year if given a chance. For the first time, it was a good Vlatko game, and yet.
Every single time that he finally gets a rhythm going is when it happens. And good things were happening in his game. Really, he was getting the ball popping. He was making smart, high IQ plays where it gets everything going. And it's not just the scoring. He doesn't need to score to be effective out there. Like you talked about the screen and rolls. You talk about making a skip pass that gets another guy moving. And then he has these plays where he becomes Air Vlatko. And then he gets hurt on a play like that. Vlatko was going to play real minutes. I feel like he was a part of the real team, but they never get a real opportunity to see it because he gets hurt every single year. And they're real injuries too. I hope, and we're praying for, Vlatko, but it'd be an injury that really it alters, everything. And this was I feel like a meaningful year for him too. Like he needs to be playing. So hopefully he's able to come back and be a part of the team where we don't have to see him continue to be out for injury.
I hope he never, if he is not hurt, if this is just a scare, never dunk again.
No, never.
Just don't dunk.
He looked good, man.
He looked really good tonight, man.
He looked like exactly what the Nuggets need.
He looked like what the Nuggets needed.
I looked at you at one point. I'm like, "There's the Nuggets back at 5 right there."
Yeah, we got it.
And
we
then
found
they
him.
got Air Vlat. We screamed as he took off. Air Vlatko. Sucked.
It really sucks, man. I hope, like you said, I mean, it looked a lot like we've seen that
it didn't
thing
look like
around,
it.
But,
We don't know.
But we don't know, and we got to hold on to a little bit of hope there. Lastly, Trey Alexander. Michael Malone, you got to give him credit, man. He is experimenting. Like, even with Zeke Naji, I told you, I think Zeke has to play because you just need to, like, find minutes for him. Michael Malone's done that. Zeke's played terribly. Even tonight, I did not think he was great. He had 2 points in 6 minutes, was a -7. But nonetheless, I still like that he finds little pockets for him. Tonight it was Trey Alexander, found a little pocket for him. 9 minutes. He too was a -9, had 1 assist, no other stat, went over 3. It wasn't a great game from Trey Alexander, but you know what? I like that the Nuggets were able to get a win while also playing a bunch of guys, and Michael Malone is in full Doc mode this year. He really is just throwing some stuff into the pot. We're like, oh, let's throw a little of this in there.
Yeah. I don't have an actual Trey Alexander take. The take on Trey Alexander was, I love that Westbrook did not pout, did not, come in with any type of. I feel like this was a conversation that he knew going into this game.
Yeah, come play him.
Like that he was going to play him, but also, I mean, Westbrook had his best game this year. And I'm not saying that it's because he didn't come off the bench, but I think that is part of. We're going to put you with a specific rotation. We're going to play you with a specific. I feel like the reason that he did that was so that Westbrook could play with that bench unit. It also allowed Jamal to be off the ball when both guys were in. But it was like Trey Alexander is a point guard, so Jamal got to play off the ball a little bit more. So I just feel like they wanted to make a few tweaks, and this was one that worked for the Nuggets' advantage. And I think this was a Malone take more than anything else.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's great to get these guys minutes.
I loved it. And one last thing on Westbrook, and maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more, but, he got a triple-double. We didn't know if he was going to get a triple-double this year. Would he play enough minutes or this or that? He got a triple-double tonight. And you know what's cool, man? We talked about this. When we do brightest timeline stuff and we're in their off-season and we're just trying to talk about what we hope will happen, one of the things that we always want is when guys come to Denver, we want them to be ours. We talked about that with KCP. Yeah, he was a Laker, but we want him to think of himself as a Nugget.
I know, we're so possessive.
Westbrook's probably never going to think of himself as a Nugget. He's going to be a Thunder. That was most of his career. He won MVP.
Unless he wins that back.
Unless he wins. Yeah, you never know. But what I will say...
You think Peyton Manning was planning on being a Bronco his whole life?
But what I will say is, sure seems like he's having fun. And the best part is, I think Nuggets fans are having fun with him. Nuggets fans so far this year, ourselves included, we know what he is and what he isn't at this stage of his career. And so it's almost like you accept some of the crazy that comes with him. But the hustle and stuff is so deeply appreciated by this specific group because they needed it.
Yeah.
So it really is. So at this moment, knock on wood, he's injected something into the Nuggets that they absolutely needed. And it's kind of cool.
Juice.
Some juice. So it's kind of cool to see, man, him get a night like this.
200 triple doubles.
200.
The first player ever to get 200 triple. That is crazy.
Dude, that's crazy. How many? And he's had one with the Nuggets.
But that's
but
dope.
It's ours. That's also our record.
The big
right.
piece is when is the last time that Westbrook was universally accepted? I feel like that's what it is with the Nuggets. There's not a lot of doubt. There's not a lot of trash talkers. He won the defensive player of the game chain. He's not winning awards anymore. He's not getting accepted in those type of ways. He's getting interviewed after the game. It's a lot of positivity that's surrounding Westbrook, and I know that has to feel good for a player, a legend, of his stature, to feel that type of love. And I think that that's why he is still playing so hard. I know that that's a driving and a motivating force for not only him, but those around him that get to see him earn his flowers in his way. So. I feel like there's a lot that you learn from a Westbrook, and I think that is great that this Nuggets team is being able to see him, deserve, get the love that he's earned and deserves.
Yeah, I love it as well. All right, it's that time. Super chats. We got some super chats tonight. People were feeling it, man. They were feeling the vibes.
Another $50 super chat.
Let's go, man. Kona Grill.
Nugs. What is going on?
Kona Nugs.
Are we being used as some sort of money laundering service? We don't really. Kona Nugs. Another $50 chat. Incredible. I am not as smart. Nugs are good Wait. I am not smart. Nugs are good. Adam called Jamal. Nugs won like they should. Listen, we're not all smart, you know?
I called Jamal.
I mean, we all called Jamal. That was
Adam called Jamal.
That was literally on my graphic. Pull the graphic up,
Kel. We're not going to graphics. Keep going. Keep it going. Thank you, Coda Nugs.
Josh Bonat from Down Under.
Are
we down? Yeah, like at a certain point, are we down under? You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
From that
we
point
gotta
of the
get to
world,
Australia, man. I'm telling you, I am trying right now to convince our company to send us to Australia for what's called the Shitbox Rally.
Yeah.
In the summer, you buy a cheap car and you have to drive like a 7-day journey through the outback.
Well,
I want us to do that. It has nothing to do with basketball. Actually, it has nothing to do with anything.
Well,
it's just we're not doing anything in July.
The fellas in the
The
desert?
fellas in the desert, man, in Australia.
on a horse with no name. Listen,
I'm made for this.
My screen on my laptop is broken, and I'm the creative director of the entire network, and I'm trying to convince our company to get me a new computer.
Well,
so, I don't know about this.
All we need is a sponsor. All we need is a sponsor. Red Hawk Roofing. Send us to Australia. Also, are any of you mechanics? We're looking for one.
We should bring Yaya. He's a mechanic.
Can anybody?
I don't want Yaya on that trip.
Can anyone point out a radiator in a car? Let's see. Josh Bennett from Down Under.
Yep.
Fire up the backometer. What a day for Maul, D-Line, me, you. Yeah. So where's the is Eric backometer and is Josh Barnett from Down Under backometer? We are so bad.
I feel like we need to update that meter to a real meter because he would actually be, like we're building up towards being back.
No, he's all
the way back.
We should just have like 4 different ones.
What do you know about scientific instrumentation? You don't know what you're talking about.
What do you know?
Cedric Exquisite. What? $5.
Just his regular
Congrats,
self.
Russ. W 200 triple dubs. Dario was clutch.
Hell yeah, he was.
Michael Malone tied Doug Mo. Let's get the dub when Yoke returns Friday. Wind, you the realist. Except for he's not even here. That cuts into the real factor. You knew that when you
How did Wynn get a realist one for a show? He's an MIA.
You tweeted that during this, or bought that during this show where you saw Wynn was not here.
Guess what? Wynn didn't see that super chat, so congrats, Cedric.
Yeah, that's how real Wind is. He's living his real life. My man Post, not Clarity.
Oh, man, the most clarity.
This guy loves the juice. I never doubt Jamal for $2. I neither. Let's go. Peter Duck. I guess the cup actually motivates guys.
Maybe
or
it
just
did.
We all want the cup.
We all
we all
want the cup, man.
dude. I want that cup more than anything.
Oh, it's our guy.
CJ Jones, my best friend, finally decided to wear my new Murray jersey today. I guess I can't take it off now. That's not how that works. Congrats to Brody on his 200th triple dub.
Congrats to
Max
him.
guys showed out. You love to see it. Michael Rebounder Jr.
Michael Rebounder Jr.
I think tonight he became Michael Rebounder Sr.
Yeah, he might have, man. He boarded.
He did board. Chunk Dickwell's burner.
His burner.
Yeah, dude. Chunk Dickwell would never show his face around these parts. The Jamal conversations for the last few weeks reminded me that before you criticize someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do criticize them, you'll be a mile away and you'll have their shoes on.
Dude, he's so wise. Or she. I don't know. He or she is so wise.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
man.
them,
Those
it's
are
their
those are
burn.
dad jokes. They're
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 great.
good, clever ones.
They're good.
You're wearing a dad
It's a
sweater and
he.
he's a dad. Those are for you.
Peter
Duck, going through Jokic withdrawals. LOL. Yes, we all are. We absolutely all are.
No.
We're fiends.
Joe, we are fiends.
This helped me, though.
Joe
This was
Becker,
good.
$5. 12 weeks of paternity leave would end right at the All-Star break. In case anyone is wondering,
Yoke's taking his full paternity leave.
I mean, he is European.
Well, actually, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. Druid, yeah. What?
I don't even know what that means.
Druid Trading last night. Our big enemy. Now he's our buddy. Thanks for the retweet, Maras. I told you I would make it. D-line at my mom. Jamal, 10 stocks in 2 games. MPJ, great first half, but maybe a bit fatigued for the second half. Russ, 200 triple doubles in a Nugget jersey. Well, one, but let's go.
Yeah, there you go, baby.
Jeremy J-Rock Michael. Jamal is back. Westy is 200. Run.
Dude, everybody just wants to celebrate the highs, man. I love it. Super chats are just like
Run.
Well,
the run and gun nugs, man.
This is this. I do appreciate everyone bringing the what is the opposite of a doomer? A bright timer. They're bringing the bright timer energy in the same
I would read this
energy they
next
brought to
super
Duma.
chat before we get too into this
Oh, hell
conversation.
yeah. Somebody bring some negativity. Let's go. Bring us down. We're too high.
Carlson, love Jamal being back, but he is the worst conditioned starting guard in the NBA. I say this while sitting on my couch doing nothing. You're right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey,
we said-
Luka's in the NBA.
we said this earlier. Like Jamal Murray, clearly his plan is to play himself into shape. He's
Yeah.
not a self-starter. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
He'll get in better shape so long as he stays on the court. Josh Barnett from Down Under again.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Irwin did Toyota ads here back in
Hell
the day.
yeah, man. That is ultimate. Hell yeah.
Dude, people are feeling. There's a lot of
Shout
super
out to
chats
him,
here.
man.
I
Shout
wish I
out to
could
him.
see them better on this tiny screen. 5 ish. Okay, I'm back, baby, and I bring the gifts. More Zeke minutes, dude. 55,
Hell yeah.
17 minutes down. Only 499,
That's a lot of
43.
minutes.
Still
Is he on pace?
555. Whenever the going gets tough, the team's true colors show. We bounce back. We lead with our actions. We are not making a dent into that 555.
555 and 55
That
seconds.
thing is not
Might
moving.
not happen
That
this
thing
year.
is
We
not
don't know.
moving at all. Porter friend, love the love Jamal is getting. Hate the hate he was getting. Just got to be patient and believe it's true. I'm with you.
I think it's all fair.
Listen, they're professional athletes. He's fine. Just say whatever you want. Just don't yell at me, would you? Would you
Yeah.
please? I don't care. Chris Peters won big tonight betting on Porter, Murray, and P. Watt. I would like to share it with my DNVR crew.
We love it when you share it
guys.
with us, man.
Hell yeah, $5. I mean, he won big.
By the
what
way,
hell?
what did you win on Porter? Did he win on under 2.5 assists? Is that what he had? Cal, I haven't checked. Did Porter? How many assists did Porter have? I didn't take that bet because I didn't believe. So I apologize if you hit that bet.
He had 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He ended up with the one.
He had 3. I know the answer to this.
They probably gonna take back one of his assists.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
That was all about
three assists.
Three
Exactly.
dribbles. He went around
Yeah,
the
you gotta
defender.
wait
He
for the
turned down the open 3-pointer. He was like, Dev has a.
That said I can't pass.
Plus, you definitely got to wait for the stat adjustments. We can't be sure about this. Super dope hip hop. Jamal quietly 4 stocks in the last 3. Dyson Murray.
Oh, I like it.
Get the hell out of here, Dyson Daniels.
Dyson gets those steals. When he wakes up.
Mr. Exquisite Nugget. Cedric. No, Eric. Wins real because he called Nugs dub, not you. Whatever. Porter friend. Finna scored 200 triple doubles in one season. Jokic Finna scored his 200.
That would be really impressive.
There's
if he
not
got
even 200
200
games.
If he did, though, think about
But
it.
if he did that in one season,
That dude's the GOAT. Jaded Links, the last super chat. I want to give DNVR beer money. That's all.
Man,
thanks,
that's great.
Jaded.
We're gonna go grab a Miller Lite.
Anus, get the anus.
Hey, anus, indeed,
I
man.
don't even know our hands are out.
Man,
Because we back, baby. You trying to put your hands down when we're
my
back?
bad.
shout out Michael. Shout out Jade from Perth, from
Let's
down
go.
under.
Let's go.
Come in to watch it live. We had a live audience today. You know what I love? When we have a live audience, they're afraid to make noise.
Meanwhile, they don't realize like on a normal night, the music in full blast.
Yeah, it's
People
so
are downstairs
loud.
like, ah! They don't care at all. Nobody
All's
cares
well
about
when the
us.
Nuggets win, huh, Kel?
Even
He's
Kale says so.
nodding his head. He didn't say a word, but he nodded his head off camera. It was a vibey win. We're glad we got to spend it with all of you. And guess what? We're going to do it again tomorrow.
We're back. We're back.
Hit that like button on the way out.
I want the cup. We're getting the cup.
We want to come.
We all silly like the mayor.